Hi, my name is Cassie Hegland and I am the Executive Director for Adapta, and today you will be learning a little bit about our agency and the position you applied for, which is the case manager at Mayowood. The reason I wanted to do the video is because I wanted to make sure everybody had the same information about the job, and because it is a new venture for us and because it is a partnership with another agency, I wanted to be really clear that this is a position that you knew you were applying for. So this is why we're doing the video, so thank you for hanging in there with us, and we will talk a little bit about the timeline, the property, how it came to be, and so forth. So first I want to tell you a little bit about Adapta, and if you're at this stage, hopefully you know a little bit about who we are and what we do. But Adapta started as Wing House in 1997, and in 2018 we thought we were closing, and then when we found out that we were able to remain open, we decided it was time to do some rebranding, and through a rebranding project we came up with the name Adapta, and we knew Wing House no longer fit our agency because we started to grow, and Wing House kind of says one location. We then opened up Manor House and then Judd House. Most recently, we opened up 55th Street, which is another customized living for individuals with the same diagnoses, such as brain injury, mental health conditions, and substance use disorders. At 55th Street, they need to be 55 years of age and older. And then most recently, we entered a memorandum of understanding with Center City Housing, and that's why you are here today. And that is to provide services at the Mayowood apartment building, which is a 30-unit apartment complex where we will provide housing stabilization services and work with them to keep people who have difficulty remaining housed, hopefully housed and off the streets. So the Mayowood Apartments has been a couple of years in the making. It initially started with some meetings between Olmsted County and some ideas around the Regional Crisis Center. And from that, we learned that there was maybe other housing needs that Adapta could fit outside of the Crisis Center. So offline, Center City Housing and myself have been meeting to come up with ways that we can fill that need. Olmsted County was interested in having a supportive housing facility in town and has worked with Center City Housing in the past for Silver Creek and Gage East. And through that collaboration, Center City was interested in having Adapta do the services and do what we do best, which is care for individuals with brain injuries, mental health conditions, sometimes substance use disorders, and really work on a dignity of risk and harm reduction model in keeping people housed. So through those conversations, we really started to explore, and we created this partnership, and we've really just been working together to get this project off the ground. And here's where we are at today. Mayowood is on track. It's actually set to open earlier than we had originally anticipated. Looks like Center City Housing will get the keys for occupancy in the middle of August. Originally we were told September, and then we were thinking actually October. Because of COVID, there has been so many delays in construction materials. But instead we were able to keep moving forward, and Center City Housing is doing what they do best, and that is building housing for individuals. So they've been able to push through their timeline, and we should get keys again middle of August, if not the end to beginning of September. So the partnership for Mayowood will look somewhat like this, although we know that there will be bumps and challenges along the way. Here's the framework that we have set up so far. Center City Housing will own the building, so they will maintain the maintenance portion, the properties, and anything kind of that stays with the building. So they are going to do the rent, they're going to do the leases, and they are going to be the property managers of their property. Adapta is coming in to partner with them and to provide the services. So we will not own the property, and we will not have, a large money tied up into this property. We are simply there to do the services and what, we are set up to do. So we will continue to provide partnership. Center City Housing will be on site doing the lease part of things, and Adapta will provide all the rest of the services. That includes transportation, it includes the case management piece, which is what you have applied for. So case management in this field can mean a lot of different things, and that's why I wanted to have the video today, to make sure that we are all on the same page and make sure that this is something that is still of interest to you. This is going to be a large learning curve, and I really want to make sure that people are in it for the reasons that they thought they were getting into this position, and I don't want there to be surprises. With that, there will be surprises because this is a new venture, and because not only is our partnership with Center City new, so is Housing Stabilization Services. So this is a new project that was started at DHS. It's a new licensing piece. There is not a lot of guidance from the state on how best to provide the services, and really it is up to the case manager to develop this program. So it does take an entrepreneurial spirit with the mind frame of doing the best work with the people that we serve. So that is the part I really wanted to stress, because not everybody enjoys the program growth and development piece or all of the challenges that come with starting a new program. So speaking of the business growth and development part, that is really what we will focus on to start with. Basically, we have keys to an open building and some framework from the state on how best to do this and a budget to work within. The rest of the services, programming, staffing, hiring, orientation, billing at the state level, all of that will be developed by whoever is getting this position. Now, we are not going to hire this person and leave them out to dry. However, a lot of this program has to be driven by the person who will be giving the service. So I don't want us to create a billing structure or create a service model that does not fit with how the building is operating. So until we really know who is in the building, the needs that they will have, and the staff that come with the floor staff position, I don't want to work ahead and it not work with the program that you have. So it will definitely be a partnership with myself, with other managers at Adapta, and brainstorming and pooling resources. Center City has opened several of these, so they are open to what they do best and sharing back and forth. And we will be on site supporting you in the beginning. But do know that there is a lot of form creating, there is a lot of billing, capturing, there is some budget forecasting. I have the budget done for the building, however, staying within that budget and maybe pulling some from this bucket and filling some over here, and this person needs this many units in order for us to make our budget will be important in this position. And that again is not everyone's forte, so I do want to be very upfront about that part as well. So the good news is that this is our 5th building. This is the 4th one that I've been a part of opening. So we have figured out some things that work and what don't work. I have full confidence that whoever we hire will be able to do this. But I just want to be open and honest that there will be hiccups along the way. The other part that we have talked a lot about with Center City and Adapta's management team is the teamwork aspect. So there is a lot of independent work. There is a lot of problem solving that takes place on an individual basis. But there is a lot of teamwork and collaboration and consulting and on the fly speaking and really getting to know your fellow managers within the agency well, so that we can help each other out, cover for one another, take care of our own mental health. Many of us have lives outside of Adapta, and we do the best we can to support outside ventures as well. So there is a lot of independent work, but there is definitely a lot of collaborating, and there has to be a drive to have a collaboration and want to rely on your coworkers, and yet be able to make decisions on your own. And that is oftentimes hard too. A lot of people say I work great as a team and I can work independently, but really think about, are you open to not having all the answers? Are you open to sharing what you do know? And are you open to all working together to find the best result, and failing and then trying it again, because we certainly do a lot of that as well. So the next steps for this project is when we get the keys, that we will start moving in office supplies, hiring and training of the floor staff, which there will be at least 24-hour awake floor staff support until the building is at full census. That will be our plan. If we end up having quite a bit of needs there, then we will look to provide additional, maybe a mid shift or a float staff up there depending on needs. So we would want the case manager to help drive some of the hiring and training up there. That will start in August, and looking to hire, train, get the keys mid-August, and then with a goal of starting to take our first people moving in the beginning of September. There is also some state-provided housing stabilization training that is required for anybody doing the service, so we would want to get some of that training in ahead of time as well. Trying to think what else is coming. We will be doing a pre-application application, and that will be coming out in July. There is 30 single person apartments. We are not looking at doubling anybody up in these apartments, so 1-bedroom efficiency apartments, all brand new. Everything will be fully furnished. There's 30 of them, which feels like a lot for us, but there's a lot more than 30 people that are needing housing in the area. So there is this pre-application application. None of those will come to Adapta. Those will go straight to Center City. Because of the housing rules, we want to make sure that we keep the housing piece and the services piece separate, and make sure that we are not accidentally disqualifying something based on something that we know that the housing provider shouldn't. So all of that will go to Center City without any diagnostic information, without any of the real nitty-gritties on it. That will get kind of pared down, and then an application will go out to those who got through the pre-application application, and then we will start working together to identify the people that are able to move in. And once that happens, then there'll be the logistics of getting everybody moved in, how we are going to accommodate all of that, move-in days, trucks, parking, all of the all the things that come with that. So it'll be a very busy September, October, getting it up and running and functioning. As far as on-call, all of the Adapta managers are rotate an on-call weekend. And again, depending on how many managers there are, depends on how many weeks. Right now it is once every 5 or 6 weeks that we rotate on-call. It is definitely not an 8 to 4 position. There will be strange situations that come up at 7 p.m. on a Friday. We know that, again, everybody has lives outside of Adapta, but do know that there will be on-call and things that come up that sometimes are just easier to handle in the moment. And when you can't, you can't, and somebody will certainly cover for you. But it is not a position that is tidy at the end of the day, and you will ever finish, what you came in to start that day. Many times your to-do list will be longer at the end of the day than it was when you came in. That's kind of the nature of the beast. So a lot of prioritizing, a lot of delegating, a lot of, identifying what really needs to be done in the moment and what can wait. and a lot of teaching folks that we work with how to wait and how to ask for help when waiting is not appropriate either. So it is a very complex job filled with management of staff, some maintenance stuff, some on-call stuff, some entrepreneurial stuff, accounting. It is a little bit of everything. And if you are like me, that is what is exciting and fun about it. If you are someone that likes policy and procedures to be, tidy and done ahead of time, and you're not really great in the ambiguity of things, then this might not be the position for you, just in all honesty. And some people don't know until they're doing it, and that's okay too. I just want people to really take a deep think about it, because it's a joint venture between what you're giving up to come to us and what you gain by coming to us. We have a lot of fun. We work really hard. We play hard. We understand that life is messy. And we really do great work with the individuals that we provide services for. And I don't anticipate this building being any different. So thank you for listening to me. I wanted to make sure that everybody had the same information and the same shot at hearing the information, and I didn't want to fizzle out as interviews went on. So this has been something kind of brewing on my mind of making sure that everybody hears the same information. So thank you for listening, and I know there'll be more questions as we go along, and we'll be happy to answer those. Thank you.